This is one of the most beautiful glasses in vintage tiki. It's from Trader Vic's. It has ties to Ricky Ricardo. Weird. Tonight we're gonna make a cocktail in this and talk about the history of the VooDoo tumbler. Aloha and welcome back to Spike's Breezeway Cocktail Hour. We're kicking it old school, man. We're gonna do it just like we used to when we focused on the cocktails of Trader Vic's. I've always said that one of my favorite things to do on this show is to present the cocktails as they would have been served in the 1950s and 60s in the glasses that they were served in. This is a vintage VooDoo tumbler from Trader Vic's. Super rare, super expensive if you can find it. And I'm so proud to have this thing in my collection. If you can find them, usually the gold's rubbed off or washed off. This one is in excellent condition, and I'm always so scared even like handling it. I'm like, don't break. Please don't break. But in the Bartender's Guide from 1972, Trader Vic illustrates the glassware that he used in his restaurants and which cocktails were served in them. And there it is right there, the VooDoo tumbler. Now in the past on the show, we've made the VooDoo grog, which was a delicious, frothy, it had egg in it, cocktail. Just super weird for me because I'm not like a real cocksmith, you know what I mean? I'm just like a fake bartender guy. So I start putting eggs in my drink and I'm like, oof, you sure about this? Yeah, super sure. Delicious cocktail. But tonight we're making a cocktail called the Babaloo. Yeah, dude, the Babaloo. The song that we all know Ricky Ricardo singing in I Love Lucy. Now Babaloo is a popular Cuban Afro song written by Margarita Laconia. The song refers to the Santeria deity Babaloo Aye. Yeah, when I heard that I was like, okay, so there's like some dark arts going on here, some dark magic, some voodoo. And I might have gotten that culturally wrong, but like, that's what I know about it, so I don't know, sue me. Don't sue me. The song's lyrics are about protection and good luck in love. I started reading the lyrics and then I was like, I don't speak Spanish. So I had it translated from my translator. It was first published in 1939 in the United States, but it was most widely regarded as the song that Desi Arnaz as Ricky Ricardo performed. Yeah, in I Love Lucy, like the landmark 1950s sitcom. And it's worth mentioning that the song was already a Latin American standard before Desi Arnaz covered it. But since I don't speak Spanish, and many of you probably don't speak Spanish either, I'd like to read the translation of the lyrics to you because it really encapsulates what the Tiki thing is all about. Now, if we're gonna do this properly, I'm gonna need some accompaniment from my associate over here, the Breezeway house conga player, sir. Now, if we're gonna do this properly, we should probably change the lighting in here to something a little bit more foreboding. Yeah, that's good. And now the translation, the 1939 classic, Babaloo. Babaloo! Babaloo! Oh, wow. Okay. That is how it starts. Jungle drums were badly beating in the glare of evil lights, while the natives kept repeating ancient jungle rites. All at once, the warriors began to raise their arms to the dusky sky above as the native stepped forward to chant to his voodoo goddess of love. Ah, great Babaloo, great Babaloo! I'm so lost and forsaken, oh great Babaloo. All right, I hope you enjoyed Spike's Breezeway Poetry Hour. The lyrics of that are just perfect for Tiki, aren't they? And then it just makes you go, that's what Ricky Ricardo was singing about in I Love Lucy? Like America's most wholesome TV show from like 1955? Wild. Yeah, so rad. And I'd also like to thank my associate over here on the conga. Now let's get into the drink. And for this cocktail, we will be using lemon juice, white grapefruit juice, rock candy syrup, pineapple juice, and gold Puerto Rican rum. We're gonna be using the Bacardi 8 for this. It should be noted that this is a cocktail that Trader Vic himself created, specifically for Trader Vic's. Now the reason that I haven't done this cocktail yet is because there's a couple weird little things that I've kind of avoided. One of the things is mentioned in the Bartender's Guide here. It says 3/4 ounce frozen concentrated pineapple grapefruit juice undiluted. Now I went looking for that and I couldn't find it anywhere. It might have been something that was offered only in the 50s and 60s, or maybe you found it and you can mention it in the comments below. They're talking about a concentrate. So the drink's not gonna be precise to whenever this drink was created, but we're gonna get it as close as possible. So we're gonna squeeze a little bit of this pineapple juice and a little bit of this white grapefruit juice and try to come up with our own concoction. A little later in the recipe, it calls for a scoop of shaved ice, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna put it in here, you're gonna mix it in the Hamilton Beach mixer over here, and I think the intention of that is just introducing water to the whole thing. Now, with all that being said, let's get to making the cocktail. We're gonna start with a lemon. We need 1/2 ounce of lemon juice. Perfect right there. Okay, so to approximate 3/4 of an ounce of grapefruit pineapple juice. Now, if you guys have a better idea of how you would go about doing this, leave a message in the comments below, because I was just kind of stumped, and this is the best that I could come up with. I don't know how else you would do it, but I'm curious to hear how you would do it. Okay, so that is halfway to 3/4 of an ounce of juice. And then I'm just gonna do this. We're gonna be using the pineapple anyway later, so I figure now's as good a time as any to chop this guy off. Careful with the knife. Put that there, and we'll just reassemble the pineapple. See, like it never happened. Can we juice this thing? I don't usually juice pineapples, but we're gonna try this to see if we can just get, it's just such a tiny amount that I think we could probably squeeze it out of this. Oh yeah. There it goes. Right to 3/4 of an ounce. Gross. And that will join the lemon juice in the tin. The next ingredient is 1/4 ounce of rock candy syrup. Now, rock candy syrup is 3-to-1 sugar to water. If you're making it on your stove or whatever, the best thing is to, I don't know, do 3 cups of sugar to 1 cup of water, just over low heat, and stir gently. 1/4 ounce of rock candy syrup. There it is right there. It's so concentrated. Oh my God, that's so delicious. Just liquid sugar. And that will go in the tin. It has such a syrupy, almost like a honey-like consistency. Okay. Now the final ingredient is gold Puerto Rican rum. Oh wow. That's a good cork pop. Whew, there is something about Bacardi 8 that is magical. Now, I wouldn't say that about most Bacardis, but Bacardi 8 just has something special to it. There it is right there, 2 ounces. And my favorite thing about corks is always doing that. Now here's where things get weird. It calls for 1 scoop of shaved ice. You guys remember the snowflake? I know it looks like a toy, a ridiculous, silly toy, but this is the cheapest, most efficient way to shave ice. See, it's got like these teeth on the bottom here. Put some ice on the top here. Put this guy down on top, twist it, and shave. I will put a link in the description below if you're interested in purchasing one of these. You can use my affiliate link to help support the Breezeway cocktail hour just a little bit. But these are great tools. I'm gonna call this a scoop right here. Might be, yeah, it's about a scoop, right? Or to scoop it out. Maybe we'll just actually do a scoop. Okay. And then it's like, what kind of scoop? Like a vintage ice bucket scoop? Or like an industrial size scoop? It's kind of hard to say. So we're gonna pour this into here. Maybe I'll do another scoop, because now I'm starting to think maybe it's like restaurant grade scoop, which will be much bigger than this. Now what happens with shaved ice is it's gonna dilute the cocktail a bunch because it has a lot of surface area. It has a tendency to melt very quickly. We're gonna go ahead and bring it over to the Hamilton Beach mixer over here. Just for a few seconds. Okay, it's kind of a frothy, very chilled cocktail. Then the recipe calls for you to pour this in over cracked ice. We're gonna use pebble ice. Now you might have realized that there was ice cubes in the ice bucket, but with a little bit of VooDoo. Pebble ice. How about that? Now let's pour the Babaloo into the VooDoo tumbler. Look at that. Okay, we're gonna add some ice to fill. The liquid was still very slushy, so we're gonna have like a slushy consistency of the cocktail, but also super chilled from the pebble ice. Oh man, look at that. Now it says to decorate with fresh mint and a fruit stick. We're gonna do a maraschino cherry. I don't think a Luxardo cherry is necessarily era correct for this kind of thing. And then how does this look? Just like that. Is that cool? It's kind of cool, I guess, right? Like that. Okay, but fear not, good viewer of the show. I have an idea here. It does say to add some mint. Get rid of some of the leaves down at the bottom. A little bit of a twist there. Twist and slap. And then we're just gonna add the mint to the back here. How does that look? I have no idea. How does that look? I don't like that at all. I think what we're gonna do, I put this on the rim here. There we go. Okay. Maybe that is a little bit more traditional. Sometimes when you try to get creative, you have to take a step back and go, no, dude. There it is. Now I think Trader Vic's you would have used a pineapple cube on a skewer with the dude here, but you know, this is the Breezeway. This is in Trader Vic's. And then we're gonna use a Spike's Breezeway Cocktail Hour straw from Surfside Sips. If you're interested in these bamboo glass straws, go to surfsidesips.com, enter Breezeway in the coupon code. You get a little bit of a discount and help support the show. Dude, look at that. There's some amazing color harmony going on with the glass, the straw, contrast color up there with the red cherry. What a beautiful cocktail. Folks, if you enjoyed this, please be sure to hit the like button. Join the Patreon. If you do join the Patreon, I will send you this enamel pin, as well as information on how to get merch before it goes on sale to the public. Yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot more merch. Maybe a Tiki mug coming up soon. You don't wanna be left out on that. Also, we still have a small amount of Breezeway Cocktail Hour matches and swizzle sticks left. These swizzle sticks right here. You put them in the glass, the chick sits on the edge of your drink, they're rad. So get these before they sell out as well. They're going quick. And so from Trader Vic's, in the glass that it was served in, this is the Babaloo. Let's give this thing a taste. What a beautiful glass. See how it's like frosting over it too? Oh man. Okay. You definitely taste the Bacardi 8. It's kind of on the front of the whole thing. Because there's so little fruit juice, I mean, it's just the lemon juice is kind of, I guess, what carries the flavor. And then there's just a hint of pineapple, and there's a hint of the white grapefruit. And I wonder if that would be different if we actually used the concentrate, because it would be more concentrated. I would say that it's kind of a dull cocktail. It's fruity, it's easy, you definitely taste the rum. And it's got 2 ounces, so it's boozy enough, like this will get you down the road, you know what I mean? I think if I was at Trader Vic's, I would order this cocktail just to get the glass. Now, I don't think they serve them in these glasses anymore. Now they make ceramic ones. It's kind of a fake out version of this. Okay, so Trader Vic's served 2 cocktails in this glass. They served the VooDoo grog as well as the Babaloo. If I had to choose between the 2 so that I could experience this beautiful glass, I would go with the VooDoo grog. So, not the worst cocktail in the world. Also, not the greatest, but it sure is pretty, right? And with that, folks, if you enjoyed this, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you don't already. It's free to subscribe. And if you don't subscribe, I'm gonna send the conga guy to your house. Aloha.